Hard open right into it, Dave. Let's go. NHL Puck Props presented by Sports Interaction. Josh Ingles, Dave Bastel. He's coming off a 10-unit debut week.
What have you done for me lately? You know how that works. Come on.
It's nothing, right? Yeah.
Lose this guy was really good in March.
Yeah. Oh, Lord. But no, it was a great week, capped off by a great weekend of hockey. We finally got that great Saturday slate of 4 games, and then the great Sunday, another 4-game slate. Lots of pretty exciting hockey. Let's be honest. It's the best time of the year because the games are going to slowly whittle down. We obviously lose half the teams going forward, maybe next week. But right now, we got a nice 2-game slate. I don't mind taking the foot off the gas for a Monday, and then I think we go back up to 4 games on Tuesday. How was your weekend, Dave?
You know what? I hate Winnipeg and St. Louis. I really do. I don't want anything to do with this. I'm glad 2 of the next 3 games are in Winnipeg, and things better change in a hurry. That's just from the fan point of view. From the money point of view, I was on an overtime win on Saturday for the Ottawa Senators, which was nice. I thought I was cooked as soon as that double minor was assessed, because we know how lethal that Leafs power play has been this entire playoff, this entire
Morgan Riley to the rescue, bud. Morgan Riley to the rescue.
Yeah. So, you know what? Overall, it is the best time of year, and I hope a lot of these series continue to go a little bit further. I think we're going to see a couple here that we have tonight that could be 7 gamers, hopefully 7 gamers, because it means more great hockey between really, really great teams.
Shout out to everybody there in the chat today. Good to see the Pumpers in full force. Finally got that more Fogle, Dano stack yesterday. It's been elusive, but the 3 finally hit. No other line in that LA team hit, but that one did. 2 goals, took them 2 goals, but they got there. Looking at that recap of the weekend, we keep going down. New Jersey's on the ropes. They're down another defenseman. It's kind of curtains for them. 3-1 heading to Carolina, who's been maybe the best home team in hockey over the last, I don't know, during the whole Rod Brindamore era. Logan Thompson somehow comes back, and I don't know how he was healthy after leaving the ice. Not having hockey in the Bell Center, playoff hockey in the Bell Center, is a crime to the sport, because even as a Leafs fan, Cole Caulfield's goal, those 2 power play goals might have been the loudest I've heard any arena all year. No?
Yeah, it was tremendous, and I hope there is a game 6 back in Montreal. I cross my fingers on that one, just for exactly what you just said. Couple things. Logan Thompson, I thought he was out the remainder of the postseason. I really did. Number 2, Fred Anderson will likely be out for this next game. Fred Anderson is the scratch on the car, we can't drive it anymore guy. So, and that's okay. Carolina has capable backups, not just backups. And I think this series is done next game. So,
yeah. I mean, it was a kind of a coin toss. I would have thought that Pyotr Kochetkov would have gotten starts in this playoff if they went on a playoff run, regardless of injury. I think there would have been I don't think Freddie Anderson had a stranglehold on that number 1 spot, so they don't have much to worry about. They got some time. Edmonton, LA Kings, all I know is we're going to get some more harmonica. Maybe what, 1, 2, 3, 4, maybe 4 harmonica games from the ladies from the senior center.
Now you got to bring them out now, eh?
You have to. They just lost 2 games without them. Without them, they're 0-2, Dave.
It's mandatory. Winnipeg used to do something similar to that with the men's Ukrainian choir. Anytime they would be out there, they'd have a great game. The harmonica in LA, which is something I'd never have on my bingo card, is a must in game number 5.
It is. It sounds terrible. It sounds like what you would think a bunch of older ladies playing a harmonica would sound like. Yeah. But everybody gets to sing the national anthem, which is pretty cool. That's Josh, like, this sucks. We need to drown this out with.
Yeah, Josh, we have kids in that elementary grade, and they're starting to bring home the recorders. I swear, ESP. I don't know what's worse, the recorder or the harmonica, but they're very close. So I live this every single day.
Kid comes home with the recorder. He's like, have you heard this tasty lick? And he plays hot crust buns, and you're like, yeah, I was doing that in middle school back, back
Yes.
in 1995. But I think the Kings calling a review on that goal, that tying goal in Game
Ouch.
3. That's I mean, that's not on the coaching. It's kind of more on the video review guys. Like, there's a big difference. I don't think the Leafs have lost a review all year. I think that's where their certainty lies. But that's a big difference between staying even and maybe going up 3-0 in the series. And now it's an even series and it's a best of 3, basically. Toronto, Ottawa, no panic button. I know there's lots of talk about what the Leafs are in terms of elimination games dating back to pre-COVID, right? The Columbus series, right? Like those were trouble too. I think that's where those numbers start. But I mean, there's good things to take away, Dave. And then there's also things to be like, we shouldn't be fucking going to 3 overtime games with Ottawa. They're playing great hockey. They've given up 2 leads late. They had some battle in Game 4. It was good to see that. Matthew Knies is an absolute animal. But at the end of the day, you would have liked to be like, okay, 1 overtime game, kind of squeaked it out. But maybe you'd like to see more of Game 1 outcomes than what we saw in the last couple.
Exactly. You want that punch in the face. You don't want to rely on an extra period where, quite frankly, you know how overtimes work. You get a bad bounce, and all of a sudden, the team that isn't supposed to wins. By the way, shout out to everybody in the chat with the hot crust buns lyrics. That's outstanding. But you force overtime, and you open the door for a mistake. A bad line change, a penalty, something, and I guess, Ottawa's probably looking at this going, hey, we forced this team to X amount of this, and this. So there's a little bit of life there. You gotta stomp the cockroach out with your foot, and it shouldn't be extra time. It should be a 4-goal lead in the third period. So I'm expecting the stomping in the next game, but I guess we will see. I mean, Ottawa's been hanging around, right?
That's all I could think of. I'm so glad he said roach after that stomping comment. Where's this? Oh, phew. Oh, stomp. Yeah, stomp that cockroach. Okay, got it. Thank you. Check, please. Vegas, Minnesota. We got a series again. It would have been tough for Minnesota to take a commanding lead versus a solid Vegas team. So that's been a tough one. I think we finally got some Eichel and Stone points. We finally got a Joel Eriksson Ek point, but we didn't get the Boldy point, so that one's tough. I don't have a huge feel in that series. There's nothing I've really liked. It's been up and down the lineup, especially for the Knights, who are getting scoring pretty much across the lineup. But let's get to today's slate.
Yes, sir.
Tampa Bay, Florida. Tampa Bay plus 120. Florida minus 140. Over under sitting at 5.5. Dave's plays. Let's throw them out. Sam Bennett for a point. Plus 105. I'll throw them all out, and then the floor is yours. Brad Marchand for a point at plus 125. That's his second play. And then he's going D-man number 3, but playing a lot of minutes. Gustav Forsling, and that's a big price. Plus 210.
Bingo.
Yeah, you nailed it there. Plus 210. Usually the books won't give you anything in it's like 200, and then that's it. But we're starting to see a few more markets open up for the playoffs, so it's nice to see. He's also just recently added Victor Hedman for a point at minus 115. And then on my side, I'm going to piggyback that one play for me. You're not going to like it, Chad. It's a shot on goals. I think my record for these is not great, but Victor Hedman for 3+ shots, plus 150. We did see some line juggling, which was good. Samoskevich goes from line 2 to line 4, but he's still on power play 1. And now you get that line with Bennett and Tkachuk. And I believe Evan Rodriguez on that wing. So a few more minutes being allotted. But let's be honest too, Dave. I know you got the Marchand point and he's on the third line. But with the slight injury to Barkov, Tkachuk slowly coming back. I think he only played 16 minutes. I mean, Paul Maurice is still rolling 3 solid lines at 5-on-5 at an even amount of time.
Yeah, and with the Marchand thing, it's exactly what you said. He hasn't done anything in the postseason really so far. I think he has an assist, but I'm expecting him to kind of wake up and get out of that cave, so to speak. We saw this with Boston as well in the past, especially in the last couple of years, where Marchand is silent, and then all of a sudden, this is it. I think it is. I even went as far, and this is just a personal play, just because the number was juicy. Power play point for Brad Marchand is plus 625. He plays second unit, and as you mentioned, there are some line juggling, some nicks and crannies with the injury bug. Does he
Mackey
get some
could
time?
be off that PP1 at any moment too, I think.
You know what? It's not the worst thing in the world for that guy, because he's going to get his day. But Brad Marchand has been there, done that. This is his time. I'm actually kind of disappointed in his postseason so far. I think he is too. Speaking of disappointment, Gustav Forsling, -4 game number 3 with his buddy Aaron Back. That is something that does not happen. It does not happen. 22 plus minutes. I think he gets a point there. It was nice. Sam Bennett's having a fantastic postseason. 4 points in 3 games and doing quite well. And Victor Hedman, just, the horse on the power play, the horse minutes, the every single opportunity that comes from that Tampa Bay point is Victor Hedman, and -115. I bought into that because yesterday when we were kind of doing some previous research, that was sitting about -135. I thought that number was a little too juiced. So I am okay with -115. And but I kind of hunt and peck for those plus points, right? I mean, I think I need that, and that's why that Forsling one was one of the first ones I wrote down. And here we go, Florida Panthers. I'm expecting a little bit of a bounce back after a good beat down from Tampa Bay last game.
Yeah, it will be interesting. And this is Bale saying in the chat, will the Panthers fill up the box by going after Hagel? And then there was obviously the Tkachuk on Gensel hit. So in that point, like, there could be a point where Florida goes to the power play, but they could be without Matthew Tkachuk, or they could be without some people where maybe it's a 2-for-1. Maybe they're taking an extra, someone's getting an extra 2, but they're taking 2 bodies. There could be some people moving in and out of that box. So the lines could be very fluid in that sense, but you love to see this game be engaged, like these skaters be very engaged, and guys like Bennett and Marchand, because that's what this game's going to be. I don't know. I thought that the hit on Barkov was dirty.
Yes.
I thought Jake Gensel should probably pick his head up and not just be looking to see if he got an apple on an empty net goal. Another 5-minute interference call, but I don't think Tkachuk deserved anything more than that.
I was actually kind of surprised that he did get the 5-minute penalty on the initial play. I thought, yeah, that's a penalty for sure. But you're right, admiring a pass in basically neutral zone ice, right? It's like, holy smokes, he knows better than that. This guy's been around the league for a long time. But I think that might have been reputation penalty as well, of who threw the hit. If it was somebody else, perhaps that is substantially less in penalty, but you're right. That's one of those spots where
not a penalty back in the old Rock'em Sock'em days, Dave. That's for sure.
And sometimes I miss those days.
Yeah.
but yeah, the postseason, lots happening there, let me tell you.
All right, so that game, that's what we got rolling for that game. I'm kind of on, I love defenseman shots on goal on the road, where Hedman's averaging 2.4 shots on goal on the road versus 1.8 at home. 3 shots on goal in game 3. Better shot attempts per 90 in the playoffs so far than Point and Gensel. He's just struggling to get it on net, so hopefully I'd rather bet on shot attempts than shots on goal. There's some things that aren't priced in there sometimes. There you go. Your Forsling's averaging 22.40 over 3 games, so minutes won't be an issue there.
Nope.
Let's go. Colorado, Dallas. Colorado minus 140 home. Or sorry, road favorite.
Road.
That's big. Over under, sit at 6. Get to your place here. Let's go. Mackenzie Blackwood over 23.5 saves, minus 125. Maybe the best goalie in the playoffs there. And you got that number. I know we tried to get it last. Didn't you try to get it last Monday or Tuesday and it moved?
It did.
Yeah, and this one's going to stay here. McKinnon for a power play point at plus 125. He's Going to stack that with Cale Makar power play point at plus 175. He's going to go anytime goal from Dallas and Rantanen at plus 210. And I am going Dallas money line plus 120. Gabriel Landeskog for a point at minus 105. Talk to me about Mackenzie Blackwood, because right now people are looking pretty funny compared to like Colorado's done some winning with some goalies who maybe up and down. See, like, we're never bona fide guys. Like Kemper was never bona fide.
Nope.
I mean, Grubauer was there, but he didn't do much. He's been brutal too. But Mackenzie Blackwood looks incredible, and it's kind of the reason where they are in the series, I think.
You know what? And I like what you said about your pick on Dallas, because that makes my Mackenzie Blackwood selection even that much more confidence in it. 23, 35, 26, 23 saves this series. I expect a little more action from the Dallas Stars. I think I rate Mackenzie Blackwood probably around that 26 save mark, which would give us a comfortable over. But we need more penetration from the Dallas Stars to get this number up there, because the 223s in this series, that's not enough shots on goal for this team. And that's kind of how I'm looking at this. About Blackwood in the postseason, there's probably an argument to be made about Jordan Binnington a little bit, but Blackwood's in that conversation for sure. He's been that good. And the stack, the power play stack, I know it's kind of like, oh, the two greatest players in the league right now outside of Connor McDavid.
Way to go out on a limb, Dave.
Thanks for that. Is Gretzky going to score a point in the 80s? No, anyway. Yeah. By the way, that would probably be minus 200. Mikko Rantanen, by the way, SOS. Sending out an SOS, just like Sting once sung for the Police. He's got to do something in this series, and that's the plus 210 was too juicy for me to not bet on a player that should be a top 10 scorer every single year, no matter if it's the postseason, regular season, whatever it is. He's got to find it fast if this Dallas Stars team is going to continue to punch with the Colorado Avalanche and make this a 7-game series. I smell 7 games here, but Mikko Rantanen has to enter the conversation. I think it happens tonight.
Also, saves overtime.
Yes, there you go. Hold it. Hey, you know what? If that goes to extra, I'm even happier. I'm even happier. But the thing is, games 1 and 4, 1 and 4, 1 and 3, 1 and 4, 23 saves. It's like, you kind of expect a little bit more, right?
Yeah, but I like it at home 2-2. Got to do something here. I mean, Landeskog point is kind of just. I just want a piece of that power play. That's all. That's all it is. Like, no guy on that power play has ever been these prices after a couple games. Yeah. Like at the beginning of the year was Ross Colton, who was on that power play, and he was always mispriced. And it took him a long time to bring that down, because they still have guys like Val Nichushkin who are being priced for power play 1 and big minutes, who's kind of not playing that. I mean, he's playing second line with Nelson and Landeskog, which isn't a bad place to be, especially on the road when we'll have the better matchups, but more or less just want a piece of that power play. And it's not like, oh, Gabriel Landeskog's back. I'm like, he had 2 points. I get it. He's gone through a little bit of rust, but this is still a guy who's slowly getting back into game shape. He'll play his first road game in the series. Dallas money line, it's a price thing, obviously. You know that, Dave. Like someone in the chat, this is Bale, said, I hate betting Dallas money line. This team disappoints on the regular. I couldn't agree more.
I hear you.
It's frustrating because it's maybe the best roster in hockey when it's fully there. When they have Heiskanen in that lineup, maybe the best roster in hockey. Plus, but I'm getting extra 20 points here, right? Yeah, at home.
Exactly.
That's it. We don't have to make sports betting difficult sometimes, Dave.
I know you know. I like the comment from JPC Fourth on that Mikko misses his binky, which is clearly Nathan McKinnon. I get it, but but I'm sorry. You're playing power play time with guys like Rupi Hintz, Matt Duchene is on that PP. Michael Granlund plays a regular shift with them. I mean, I know those aren't Nathan McKinnon type players, but God damn, you got to score a little bit here. I mean, they shoveled a Brinks truck into your house, and this is where they expect you to produce. I will be thoroughly disappointed if Mikko Rantanen doesn't score a goal today.
Maybe he'll feel better too in Game 5 now that he doesn't have to worry or looming about going to what's in Colorado, the Bell Center, the Pepsi Center,
Ball Center, isn't it?
Ball Center. Damn it,
but, Josh. They change every week.
I know, but like you always look way more pretentious when you know the name of like Sports Grid XL. Let's go. Yes. No, I don't know.
Somebody else will buy that contract over the offseason. It's
no, but now that he doesn't have to worry about going to Colorado, which I'm sure was kind of hovering over him as
it's gotta, but you know what? Just and talking to some of the players that when I used to cover this on a day-to-day basis in locker rooms, players love going to teams that back to places where they've given up on them, or in this case, traded them away, thought something else was going to be better, didn't want to sign. What?
Maybe not Mikko.
Maybe.
Maybe not Mikko. He's burned a few bridges.
Honestly, don't you want to stick it to him?
100%. Yes, but maybe it's just maybe.
I mean, that's not exactly how you handicap. Maybe he'll stick it to them. No,
maybe he'll stick it to them. Over 0.5, stick it to him.
Just like when I hear people say they got to win this game, it's they do.
He's due.
And the other team doesn't.
He hasn't done anything with it. When Cody Ceci is on your top pair, you got issues. Yeah, I know. There's some issues in Dallas, but plus 120 at home. Like they were plus 140 in Game 1, plus 110 in Game 2. Show me another point in the year where Dallas, who was probably favored in almost every game, has been this big of a dog.
Yep,
we'll take it. Appreciate it, but that's we'll have some more plays out later today probably, but like money line there, Landeskog point for me, and then the Hedman shot on goal, so I apologize for the shot on goal, but that's what it is. I miss man, I coached baseball yesterday.
You were yelling
and it's the first game of the year, so they're so sloppy. Get out and cut off the ball. I've lost it. Yeah, my poor kid has to get it worse because that's what you do as a coach. You always have to give it. You have to. You can't be that coach who is favoritism to his kid.
I know that.
Yeah, absolutely. Bobby Newport says, "Take a lap." Yeah, I agree. All right, Monday, 2-game slate. Back tomorrow, same time, 10 o'clock.
Love it.
1, 2, 3, 4. Toronto back home. If Toronto does lose tomorrow, though, that narrative's that. It's going to get a little louder. Better do it then. Yes. Right? It was 3-0 the Montreal series too, wasn't it?
Yes, it was actually. Yes. The old Canadian division, eh? Good times.
Yes. So their track record up 3-0 is not great.
Yeah,
either.
And then as a Jets fan, I thought, oh, good. They're not facing Toronto. They're facing the Canadians. And Mark Scheifele goes out and annihilates Jake Evans. Series over.
Oh, jeepers. Oh, okay. Let's go. Leafs are winning tomorrow. Devils are done.
Yep.
Vegas has got to get it. The harmonica special is going to win today. I got to get Tampa Bay to even up that series just so it's easier for the Leafs.
4 home games, 4 home wins. What do you think?
4 who? In the series or what?
No, in the Tuesday schedule. All four
home games, 4 home wins. Yeah, so like if you're doing it, that's how I won a bunch of money yesterday. If you're going to take it, I'd just take the top line guys. So it's like take the Leafs, Matthews, Marner, Point together, and then go take Carolina, Aho, Jarvis together. And you got to watch out because they did move that line around. I don't know. I think Jarvis got moved to the second line. I think they brought up Svechnikov, who had a giant game. So I doubt he'll be moving back down. Eichel, Stone, and then Kempe Kopitar maybe there. That's what gets you there. But we'll see.
Fiala. Yeah.
I do. They half stacked that last one, but Monday, enjoy the day, enjoy the hockey. The weather is getting nice.
Love it.
Still 6 weeks.
Time to go cut the grass.
Hockey. Yes. Appreciate everybody there in the chat. Good day to the Pumpers. NHL Puck Props presented by Sports Interaction. Josh Ingles, Dave Basto. Back tomorrow, 10 a.m. We'll see you then.